All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we got to talk. This time we're talking about Sean Diddy Combs. So he's got this idea, or his counsel, I guess, his representation has an idea that I think is kind of nuts, to be honest with you. I'm going to read a little bit from this Business Insider article, and then I just want to give my opinion on this stuff. And I also want to explain why this is actually kind of near and dear to my heart, to be honest with you. Okay. So, Business Insider. Diddy's bid to avoid prison, become an anti-domestic abuse advocate. Okay. It says, Combs, who was found guilty last month of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, plans to cite his hopes to counsel other domestic abusers in a bid to avoid prison. That's something that he actually wants to pursue in the future, defense lawyer Alexandra Shapiro said in an interview. Combs wants to work with domestic violence programs to help in whatever ways he can to kind of encourage other people not to do this and really to help in positive ways in the future, says Shapiro. Do you like my narrative voice I'm doing on this? Sounds elegant, right? Okay, so the idea is that he would work with programs and be able to go in and talk to people, talk to youth, talk to others about the issue in a proactive way, and to be an advocate for this, Shapiro said. And sometimes people like him can be the best spokesperson to try to help. All right. That's all that I want to read from that article. So, first, let me explain why this is a little near and dear to my heart. Okay. So, I became aware of Diddy back when he was Puff Daddy, back when he was Notorious. He was with Notorious B.I.G. He was his manager. I remember seeing him way back then. Now, I was born in 87. Notorious B.I.G. was doing his thing like in 95. So I was 8 years old. I didn't really know who Puff Daddy was, but I remember seeing him all the time. Then he started making music after Notorious B.I.G. got killed. He started making music. So I wasn't like the biggest Diddy fan as far as his music was concerned, but I liked him. I just thought he was cool. So I became a huge Diddy fan actually when I got a little bit older and I started getting into entrepreneurship. I started building businesses, getting employees, and I was watching like Making the Band and I was seeing how cool he was. I appreciated the fact that he didn't try to speak a different way in front of this person compared to speaking in front of that person. I love that he was 100% himself all the time, or so I thought. I loved how authentic he was in any business environment. I thought that was so cool. And then once I became a business owner myself, I wanted to embody that. I was like, it doesn't matter who's calling me on my phone. I answer the phone the exact same way. This is Jordan. Every single time. I don't try to talk, hey, what's going on? This is Jordan. I don't say, hi, this is Jordan. I talk the exact same way no matter what room I'm in. And I got that from Diddy. Um, so my favorite, like he actually, I know this sounds crazy, man, but he became my favorite celebrity. Like my brother's guy was Jay-Z. My guy was always Diddy. Anytime Diddy was on TV, I was stopping and watching to see what he's doing. Anytime he was making a business move, I was reading about it, learning about how he did it and what he was doing. So that is why this is kind of near and dear to my heart. I'm not going to get on here and kill Diddy like a lot of people doing because I still do hold a tinge of respect just based on the love that I used to have for him. Obviously, I don't respect this domestic violence stuff that he was doing. That stuff was crazy to me. And that's part of why Jay-Z ended up jumping him in my favorite entrepreneur, favorite celebrity rankings. And Diddy just plummeted down. But I don't want to talk bad about the man, even though he's done some pretty bad things just based on the love that I used to have for him. The reason why I think this situation is borderline dumb is I feel like they are just refusing or failing to read the room in this situation. Um, Having Diddy become the poster child of anti-domestic abuse is crazy to me. The videos that we saw of him dragging Cassie and hitting her and doing all that kind of stuff in a hotel. It's so bad. Like I don't care how much training he could possibly get. I don't care how many classes he possibly take. He could never fix himself to be the advocate for an anti-domestic abuse drive. He could never, ever. He's done too much. He got on, he made a post, or he did a tweet or something saying that those allegations were false that Cassie was throwing his way. Then the video came out. Then he made a video apologizing about the video. I'm like, oh, that's all bad. So for one, there's two different reasons why I think it looks crazy. For one, I think it looks crazy because he's done too much to too many people to ever be a poster child of it. Too much. The other part of why I think this is crazy is because he hasn't shown that he's been educated. He hasn't shown a reason of why he's changed his perspective. And you can't say, I changed my perspective because I'm going to jail. It don't work like that. It's got to be more in the lines of, I changed my perspective because I spoke to a lady who was abused by her husband, and it made her kids feel this way because I spoke with her kids, and then it made her parents feel this way because I talked to the parents, and it made my heart change. It's got to be one of those things. It can't be this thing where it's just, man, I don't want to go to jail, so I don't want to go to prison. I think I learned my lesson. Let me go ahead and talk to these people who are considering abusing some folks, and I can tell them why it's bad because it's going to land me in jail. I think it's just, it's tone deaf. It's failing to read the room for sure. And it's just plain crazy, if you ask me. So again, I was a huge Diddy fan. Seeing that video, I'm a grown man, and I could admit it broke my heart seeing that video. I was like, wow, because I looked up to Diddy so much. But sometimes the people you look up to the most, sometimes they will disappoint you the most. And I think it's important when those folks do disappoint you the most that you acknowledge it. And you don't just be like, oh, he did that, but whatever. I'm still a Diddy fan. Like, nah, man, when I saw that, my Diddy fandom ended. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna go around bash them all over the place. But I will tell you this. I would be in my meetings all the time with managers, directors, business partners, and we'd be sitting around a big table, and we would have like a big important decision to make. And typically these big decisions would have a person that we really like. It's going to like cause them some type of pain, right? Those kind of discussions like, man, what should we do about employee X? We like her a whole lot, but she's underperforming and we probably should move on from her. Like, what do y'all want to do about that? So we like this employee a lot, but it's going to impact this employee that we like so much. And we're sitting around the table discussing, what should we do? Should we find a different position for this person? How much is this person dragging down the payroll? How much is this person inflating numbers on hours every week? We have all these different discussions. And time after time, I would tell my whole team, I'd say, we need to make a Diddy or Jay-Z decision here. And what I meant by that was, let's throw out the emotion and let's make a big boy business owner decision. That's what that meant. I would say, let's make a Diddy Jay-Z decision. Like, what's the right business move if we eliminate all of the emotions in the situation? And typically they'd be like, you need to get rid of this person. But I say that to say, I still do use that example, but I no longer say Diddy in that situation. I just say, we need to make a Jay-Z decision here. What's the right move? I stopped saying Diddy Jay-Z decision because what he did was so notoriously terrible that I don't ever want to associate myself with that kind of behavior, if that makes sense. So I think I've rambled on enough on this subject, man. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think it is reasonable for him to make this gesture to say, like, if you give me, like, I'm going to go and be an advocate for this and I'm praying that you reduce my time? Do you think it's crazy to ever have him consider being an advocate for anti-domestic abuse? Let me know your thoughts on that. Um, yeah, I just think it's crazy, but let me know if you think it's crazy. All right. Thanks for watching the video, man. We'll get on out of here. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Peace.